culture.
What'd you say?
I said because he's a cutie.
Who's cute? Your boyfriend?
My boyfriend.
Mhm.
That's so crazy.
Been working on nabbing each other for 2 years. Finally became official on
He
Christmas.
watches these, Mom.
Oh. Hi, Alex.
Stop turning it.
Oh.
Just talking to my boyfriend via vlog.
Guess you're out of the friend zone now.
Oh my god,
Oh.
stop.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, babe. I'm just being silly.
You probably can't see it, but my face is like red.
All right,
Put
my
that back
love,
on.
with the mask.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Zoey.
I'm gonna clean first, okay?
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna find it again. I'm gonna move your shirt down a little bit. Sorry. Sorry, boyfriend.
It's okay.
This is rated PG. I love these things.
The Clarabread?
Yeah.
Why?
They're just so cool.
All right.
You like
Yeah, he'll probably pull that stitch out on Thursday.
there's one on my neck too. Alright, so that
Yes, she spotted that. They are very thorough.
Alright. Here comes the needle, okay? Good job.
And pull back. And you hit the back.
I believe so.
How does it feel, Zoe? You feel anything when this happens?
it's kind of cool. It's like a plug. Like I don't know. Like I can feel like the resistance of like the port.
Interesting.
We're gonna just make a little adjustment, okay?
Okay.
And keep that locked in place. Doing okay?
Yeah.
I know, it just feels like
At least she's entertaining, right?
Yeah, trying to.
I think she's entertaining herself more.
That's what
Ooh, you're
moms
getting
do.
Snapchats. Should I view those?
Do you want to?
I'm kidding.
I doubt anything that special.
Mhm. Okay. If you need a break, you tell me.
Man, Zoe, I feel for you. It gets hot under these masks.
It does. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Surgeons have to wear them for a while.
Yeah.
I could not imagine. That's why I'm not a surgeon.
That's why they probably end up buying a lot of their own fancy masks, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All their own fancy gear. You have that nice face mask we bought you. Is that one?
That gets really hot.
That one gets really hot?
Yeah.
Because it's made of cloth. It's washable.
I'd like one with like a filter
Uh,
so you can breathe through it. It like filters out the dust and stuff.
that's cool.
So I could actually wear that in public if I had to.
Mm.
you got it. Yep.
And we have blood.
Keep going.
Beware those faint of heart. Probably should put
So
a
not pull
disclaimer on
that
this
too
beforehand.
hard though, because you don't want to rupture the cells. Okay. Take a big breath. And why don't you take this arm and put it over your head?
No, you get to say.
That's a hard pull though.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna switch over and give another one. Get your blood culture.
Cool.
So you could have definitely gone with the 3/4 inch.
Okay. I was thinking.
Nope. Alright, you can put your arm back down. Thank you for.
Does that just like help get the blood or something?
Sometimes that you just need to like. It sounds silly, but bear down. So awkward. Like I was seriously. There we go.
Did they use your port at
Bizarro.
Disney?
Yeah.
They did?
Give it. This is awkward. But you have hair in your shirt. Sorry.
It's okay.
It was interesting when you were. I didn't tell you this yet. When you were at Disney and you collapsed and you were there, and they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna use an access report," and I was like freaking out because I wasn't there. One of the doctors said something really smart to me on the phone. He said, "This is the Walt Disney World Resort Children's Hospital. I think we know how to handle sick children." Well, they weren't being fresh. They
They
just
were
said, "We
being-
get a lot of children with ports here," and
Yeah.
he said, "Just think about that for a minute," and I went, "Oh."
You're
All the
right.
Make-A-Wish kids, all that stuff. So that's
Yeah,
not
Still.
When I went into
still
like,
nerve-wracking, but it did make me feel better. He said, you have no idea.
That's very nice
It-
that he did
Yeah.
that.
I said, okay.
oh, I could
You
taste
can
it.
taste it.
I wondered if I could taste it with the port.
Weird.
What's it taste like?
Salt water.
Yeah.
Oh, you
salt,
can taste it.
pennies going
The
to the
saline
ocean.
flush.
pennies.
All right.
In the
mine's so
Florida
wrong.
hospital, they had like a little section that was sectioned off, and I was like, "Oh,
So
Coach,
she's
we
a
made it to
little
Magic
tilted.
Kingdom." 'Cause
What's
they,
that?
They had like a little part in
See
like
how it's kind of angled this way a little bit?
Yeah.
that. I had like the bear from like Jungle
Okay.
Book Boo. No, not Boo.
Oh, really?
I don't
They had
know.
Disney characters
It's
walking
just-
around?
No, it was like plastic like characters,
Oh.
but like it was like a big cave that you could walk through.
Really?
It was cool. And
That's neat.
I was like, "Coach, we made it to
Yeah, I
Magic
can't
Kingdom."
imagine what that children's hospital must be
It
down
was
like
really
that.
fancy.
Really fancy.
Like the rooms were kind of boring, but you went out and like you could
I'm
see
gonna stay
like
with
all
you
of
forever.
like the city of Orlando, like the downtown.
Mhm.
Like it was like a U shape, like family room, and they had
Well,
like
pretty, but it does the job.
Wow.
safari.
I try to
themed and
tent
stuff.
it anyway, just
the
so there's
elevators
less on
were
the
themed
skin.
too.
Yeah. Because it has less coming off.
Yeah, it's just less to stick to you.
All right. And we are accessed.
I'll try. Done.
Woohoo!
All right, everybody can breathe.
What are you recording for? You want me to give everybody the skinny? What are you vlogging?
Yeah, the skinny.
Oh, Zoey's been running a fever for a couple of weeks, so after collapsing at Walt Disney World.
I got that on vlog too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
We have come back. We had a really bad snowstorm here in the Northeast for a couple of days. Gave us about 8 inches of snow, up to 2 feet on some snow drifts. And we really couldn't make it out of the house to go to the ER for the last couple of days. But now that the roads have been cleared, and we're allowed to travel on the roads again, and all the state bans are lifted, we are here at the ER per request of her immunologist, because she has been running low-grade fevers for, I think, ever since port surgery. And even though the blood work initially at the Florida Children's Hospital showed that she had no active infections, there could be some underlying things going on. My suspicion is that her IgG levels are low. If you don't know what that is, that means that's basically, those are levels to show how strong her immune system is, basically. The thing that we are afraid of is that maybe her B cells or her T cells are low. I know most people think cancer when you hear T cells. I believe it's if your T cells are high. that
No,
would be
it's if you're low.
if you're low.
It could be high or low.
It could be high or low with cancer.
But the first thing that they would probably do then is a bone marrow transplant.
Mhm.
But you just have to wait and see what.
And that's one of the things that we're worried about, because when she was initially diagnosed a couple of years ago, her levels were so scary low that was one of the things that we talked about, was having a bone marrow transplant.
Mhm.
So be a donor, because people like Zoey, here, look at her, could really use your help. So being a donor.
And blood too.
And blood too. Because the medicine that she gets in order to give her what we hope is a functioning life, it takes a lot of donors. I mean, tens of thousands of donors
Yeah.
in order just to give her one treatment of what she needs to get the plasma that she needs. Because what she gets is spun out of actual plasma. It's a big, long process. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
And like your blood can like help in a lot of ways. It's not, a lot of people think it's like just blood, but it's not. Like, there are other parts of the blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is a little chronic illness vlog.
Like the immunities in your blood, that's basically what you're giving her, or someone like Zoey.
So thank you.
Yeah. So we'll keep you posted, guys. I'm really hoping that we don't find out anything scary. She's due for an infusion on Thursday. And obviously, they'll use her port if there's no active infection or anything like that. Yeah, her immunologist wanted her in today to do some more blood work. And also because in order to bump up her infusion levels, meaning the amount of medicine that she gets or might need, we need to get that blood work in now, stat. If it comes back today, which I know Dr. Bennett very well, and he's very thorough, and I think if the reads come back today, we brought her huge bag. It feels like
They might even do
bricks in
the
it.
infusion today. If
They
I
might do
have
an
to.
infusion today, so we brought this just in case she's going to get admitted today. So, you know, that she has all her stuff with her, because unfortunately, we are pros at this. We kind of know what to expect. Expect the unexpected. That's what you
Yeah.
expect.
Do you want to talk a little bit about like interviewing you? Talk about like how it affects, how chronic illness like affects you as a parent. Like, what do you think? Like when people ask you like, how do you deal with it? Like, what's your perspective on it? Because you're not sick, but you have to deal with someone. Like, sometimes it's like, I'm 17 years old, and sometimes my body is just so like run down that I can't
Yeah.
even like wash my own hair.
Yeah.
You know, like the simple things, like getting myself food, or like sometimes like I can't go into the store or walk around that long because I start to get like pain in my lower back, or just like out of breath or something, and like
Yeah.
you have to use like a wheelchair sometimes around the hospital.
So I think as a parent, with a child with CVID, it's a lot more than you expect. People ask you how you're doing, and that's usually a run-of-the-mill question when you run into a friend or an acquaintance. Hey, how's it going? You kind of want to say, initially, you're like, oh yeah, great. But the truth of the matter is, usually the answer is not so great, because you're usually waiting for test results to come back. You usually have a sick child at home. You're usually going on your 4th appointment that month at a children's hospital. You're waiting for answers. You're waiting for a cure. So really, our good days might be pretty bad days compared to the normal person. Knowing that, you know, your child is, yesterday we had a snow day, and myself and my fiance and her little brother were downstairs cooking good food and playing board games all day. And as much as I would have wanted Zoey to force herself to come downstairs and participate, that was sad, because a lot of the things that we do as a family are really incomplete. They're not whole, because Zoey can't always be a part of them.
Mm-hmm.
And if she is, she's pretty darn miserable, and she's going to want to just go to sleep. It can make everybody irritable. That's the truth of it. You know, it can make her irritable. I mean, think about how you feel when you have the flu. You feel bad. You don't want people to touch you. You want to be left alone. But your instincts as a parent is to make it all better. But really, it's really hard if you've ever had a family member or a friend with a debilitating disease or illness that doesn't have a cure. It's really hard, because you can't fix it. This isn't, Zoey didn't fall down and cut her knee. You can't put a Band-Aid on it. You have to rely and really trust your doctors and trust that they know what they're doing. And as a parent, that's frustrating. You just want to make everything all better. And then there's times where we fight. She's 17, You know, I'm her mom. I want her to get her, you know what, out of bed and go to school. And there's times where, I'll be honest. I'm like, come on, kid, suck it up and go to school. But I'm not in her body. I don't know what that feels like. And that comes from a place of, I know she wants to be normal. I know she wants to be a good functioning young adult and be successful, health, life, career, future, love and happiness. And I want all those things for her too. But as she gets older and school starts to press down on you on where are you going to college, somebody better pick up line 1. Where are you going to college? What are your futures? When are you getting your license? And these are all questions that parents ask their children normally, but our questions, my fiance and I, they have to be geared a little bit differently. We don't want to push your hopes and dreams so high that they come crashing down the first time you get sick after you go off to college. At the same time, I can't keep her in a bubble either. So finding a balance is probably the most difficult thing about having a child with this disease. It's difficult. And it's sad. There are times where I just sit down and cry. I want to cry right now.
She wants to cry right now. That'd be good footage. I could call it My Mom Cries vlog. No, but I mean, in all seriousness, she's right.
Too.
I'm not. I'm a pretty crier. I think that's because I've been trained to cry, though. Because, the acting and stuff, I know how to not ugly cry. So I've just, tried to do that. But, yeah, I look really cute.
Keep you posted.